and then he stopped speaking. Words that he was saying, he wasn't able to say it anymore, and Jennifer, our therapist, started saying that she was concerned for Nolan, and of course I was just finishing my chemotherapy, and we ended up taking Nolan in. We had a few connections, which was kind of nice, so we got in to see a child psychologist and a child pediatrician that specializes in autism pretty quickly, and we got the diagnosis of autism for our son Nolan in July. So it's been a lot, to say the least. You know, and again, it's so funny, you know, when you think you're all alone, but then you go to places like Callanish, where Danielle is here from Callanish to support me tonight, and it's an amazing place where you can go on these week-long retreats with people with cancer. And it's funny, I would think that, oh, I'm the only one that's going through all this hard stuff, and it just seems horrible and awful, and then you go and you sit in a circle of 9 other people, and I know one of the people in that circle isn't even here anymore, and I think, you know, everybody's got their own stuff, no matter what. And I had this amazing website that a girlfriend of mine set up called the Helping Hands website, and it was awesome because I was able to communicate with people and not have people phone me all the time every 5 minutes. How are you? You know, what's going on? You know, are you okay? And you know, it was a great way to connect with people. And I wrote my last Helping Hands website entry last week, and I think part of my journey has been being empathetic and compassionate for other people, because you realize that when you are vulnerable, you allow other people to be vulnerable with you, and when you open up, everybody else opens up, and it just takes so much weight off of you. You know, and my grandma, my mom's mom, died of cancer just 2 months ago, and my grandfather, who sexually abused us, is in the hospital right now with metastatic cancer. We're actually going to the hospital tomorrow to communicate with the staff team, or the team, about our family background. And my dad phoned me and said, your mother doesn't want you to say anything about that background. And I said, you know what, Dad? I'm tired of sweeping shit under the carpet. You know, like, they probably think my mom's a horrible, awful person because she's only there like once a week and my grandfather's dying. But if the nurses knew that he sexually abused her whole freaking life, it changes everything. You know, when you don't communicate and you don't, it just allows people to assume, and many people just assume they assume the worst, or I don't know. It's just so frustrating, you know. And I'm sad that my mom can't stand up for herself, but I'm just glad that all this crap, our whole freaking life, has brought my brother Ryan and my older brother Patrick so close together. You know, after my cancer, my brother Patrick was going through a bad time with his wife and ended up in the psych unit at Langley Hospital, and Ryan recently went to an ashram, and Nelson was going through some of his own stuff, and, you know, just the fact that they could recognize that they needed help and were able to go do that, and I think because of my journey and opening up and ripping the skeletons out of the freaking closet and just saying no more, I think, again, that allowed them the space to go and take care of themselves too. And I don't know, it freaking sucked. I told my parents, I told my dad that my grandfather sexually abused me on 9/11. I'll never forget that day. And my dad actually blamed me, which really sucked, but I guess that's easier than knowing you left your daughter with this guy that was going to abuse her when you knew that your freaking wife was abused by him. Like, what were you thinking? That just sucks. But I get it. I get it. Just sometimes it's hard to be the bigger person and go, I understand where that comes from, but it doesn't make it okay. Just sometimes you just want to say, like, come on. Don't you get it? Like this, I don't know, just so mad that tomorrow I've got to go to the hospital and stand up for my mom. I wish she could stand up for herself.